The letter gave them 30 days. 30 days to rehome their 114-pound Cane Corso ghost or face the city. Diane felt the stark, unforgiving weight of the typed words, each sentence a cold accusation. It wasn't an apology for their intrusion, but a full-blown ultimatum from the neighbor across the street. The letter claimed her son, Marcus, had been seen with Ghost unsupervised, labeling it deeply irresponsible and a clear risk. It cited breed bans in other areas, amplified neighborhood safety concerns, and demanded Ghost be gone within a month. 30 days to dismantle a bond that had quietly become the bedrock of their family life. The accusation hung heavy in the air, a thinly veiled threat against their home and their beloved companion, based entirely on fear and misconception. Diane folded the troubling letter, tucking it away in a kitchen drawer, and immediately sought out Ghost. He was exactly where he always was at that hour, a massive blue-coated presence stretched across the threshold outside Marcus's bedroom. 14 pounds of muscular Cane Corso, with his silver chain collar glinting in the morning light, performing his silent, unwavering vigil. He was the family's self-appointed guardian, the patient sentinel, waiting for the house to stir and Marcus to wake. Diane sat beside him, feeling the slow, steady rhythm of his breathing, a deep, comforting vibration that offered a quiet anchor against the rising storm of external judgment. 18 months earlier, the Johnsons, Diane, her husband Ray, and their 9-year-old son Marcus, had moved into this quiet, tree-lined neighborhood. Marcus was a thoughtful, introspective child, often lost in the worlds of his books or the mysteries of the ocean. The move had been harder on him than anticipated, leaving him feeling isolated and adrift. He'd left his one close friend behind and hadn't yet found his footing in a new school. His days were spent doing homework at the kitchen table, watching nature documentaries, a quiet observer of the world. He was the kind of boy who noticed the small, overlooked details, but rarely spoke about them. Ghost entered their lives 4 months after the move, a gentle giant who redefined their understanding of companionship. Ray discovered him through a Cane Corso rescue, a magnificent 2-year-old fully grown dog, surrendered by a family who found him too much to handle. The rescue notes warned of a strong will and the need for an experienced owner, hinting at his powerful breed. But none of the paperwork, none of the warnings, could predict what happened next. Ghost walked into their home, found Marcus doing a puzzle on the living room floor, and without hesitation, without a single coaxing word, simply lay down beside him. It was an instant, unspoken choice, a profound connection forged in a moment of quiet understanding. The comments began subtly, like murmurs in the wind, then grew into a persistent chorus of judgment. Neighbors whispered about the breed, citing bans in other areas, their voices laced with an unfounded apprehension. A polite but pointed question on the sidewalk about what would happen if Ghost got loose became a thinly veiled accusation. The neighbor across the street, the very one who sent the threatening letter, even called animal control, fabricating concerns. An officer arrived, assessed Ghost, found no violations, and swiftly left. But the seed of fear had been deliberately planted, nurtured by ignorance and amplified by speculation, culminating in the formal, typed threat that now lay like a stone in Diane's kitchen drawer, a constant reminder of the prejudice they faced. What the neighbors never saw, what they couldn't comprehend, was the profound transformation Ghost brought to Marcus. After the move, Marcus's words had become smaller, his sentences shorter, his world shrinking. His teacher even noticed he seemed withdrawn, his usually bright curiosity dimmed. Ghost changed that, slowly, gently. Every afternoon at precisely 4:15, Marcus would clip on Ghost's leash and they would embark on their ritual, a walk around the same 3 blocks. Marcus talked the entire time, not to his parents, but to Ghost. He spoke about school, confusing classmates, the wonders of deep-sea documentaries. Ghost walked beside him, ears forward, listening with his whole body, a silent, unwavering confidant. Marcus found his voice again, talking more openly and freely than he had in months, his spirit rekindled by this loyal presence. The real crisis, the emotional turning point, arrived on a Thursday in February. Marcus came home from school, his posture heavy with the weight of an unspoken bad day, heading straight to his room without a word. After a few minutes, Diane found him on the floor, Ghost pressed close against his side, his full 114 pounds a grounding, reassuring presence. Marcus's arm was wrapped tightly around Ghost's massive neck, his face hidden, close to tears. He finally confessed, his voice muffled. A kid at school was telling everyone Ghost was dangerous, that the breed is the breed and that's just facts. The cruel words, echoing the neighbor's letter, shook Marcus's trust in his devoted companion and in the world around him. Diane sat quietly in the doorway, observing the silent communication between boy and dog. Ghost shifted, pressing harder against Marcus, a silent reassurance radiating from his warm body. "Is he right?" Marcus whispered, his voice barely audible. Diane looked at Ghost, at the way he had purposefully arranged himself around her son, those watchful, intelligent eyes fixed solely on Marcus, filled with an undeniable gentleness. "No," she said softly but firmly, "he's not right at all. Ghost is safe." Marcus nodded slowly, finding solace not just in her words, but in Ghost's steadfast, unwavering presence. 20 minutes later, he came down for dinner, talking animatedly about deep-sea fish, his earlier sadness replaced by rekindled curiosity. Ghost lay contentedly under the table, his head resting gently on Marcus's foot, a silent guardian. The typed letter still sits in Diane's kitchen drawer, unread but certainly not forgotten, a testament to the ongoing battle against prejudice. And Ghost is still there, too, a constant, unwavering presence. Every morning he waits patiently by Marcus's door, his silent vigil a promise. Every afternoon he walks those same 3 blocks with the boy who needs a safe place to speak his heart, his massive form a protective shadow. He continues to choose Marcus every single day, without hesitation, just as he did that first afternoon on the living room floor. Ghost isn't defined by what people fear he might do, but by what he actually does. He stays, he listens, he leans. He is Marcus's silent, powerful anchor, always present, always loyal, a true Snug tale. Next time, a senior dog abandoned at a rest stop who found a new purpose. Subscribe for more real-life Snug tales.